If you've ever bought or sold a house, or even just browsed for one, you know how powerful Zillow is. But a brand new lawsuit claims that power is being used to rig the game for real estate agents. So we're going to break down this legal battle and what it could mean for the entire housing market. Get this one sentence pulled right from the lawsuit is the explosive core of this entire case. It's basically saying that Zillow has become so dominant that real estate agents feel like they have absolutely no choice but to play by Zillow's rules, whether they like it or not. And that's exactly what this new class action lawsuit is all about. An agent named Stephanie Dupuis is suing the company, claiming that Zillow is using its market dominance to force agents into using its other services, a move she argues is completely illegal. All right, so let's get into the specifics. What exactly is Zillow being accused of? Well, the whole case really hinges on a legal concept called an illegal tying arrangement. Okay, let me break that down. Imagine the hottest new video game console just came out, and you have to have it. But to buy it, the store forces you to also buy their own specific brand of batteries. You just want the console, right? But you're being tied into buying that second product you don't really want. Well, this lawsuit alleges that Zillow is doing something very, very similar. And this lays out the central conflict perfectly. On one side, you have the accusation that Zillow is using its control over buyer leads, which agents desperately need to survive, to strong-arm them into promoting Zillow's own mortgage service. And on the other side is how it's supposed to work. Agents should be free to help their clients find the absolute best lender for them, period, no strings attached. So how exactly does Zillow allegedly apply all this pressure? The lawsuit claims it's all built into one specific piece of software. That software is called Follow Up Boss. Now, this is a super popular tool, a CRM that tons of agents use to manage their clients. And, you guessed it, Zillow bought this company in 2023. The lawsuit claims that's exactly when this pressure campaign really started. And here's the alleged pressure loop in action. An agent joins Zillow's program and is then required to use the Follow Up Boss software. That software then tracks how many clients the agent sends over to Zillow's own mortgage company. This creates an internal score. And here's the key. The more you promote Zillow's loans, the higher your score, and the more leads Zillow sends your way. But if you don't play ball, your score drops and your business could dry up fast. And the financial stakes here are huge. While a typical referral fee in the industry is around 25% of a commission, Zillow's can go all the way up to 40%. The lawsuit argues that agents are basically forced to pay this super steep price because Zillow's leads are just too valuable to ignore. Of course, there are always two sides to every story. So what does Zillow have to say about all these pretty serious allegations? Well, in their official statement, a Zillow spokesperson pushed back hard, claiming the lawsuit is a complete misrepresentation of how their programs actually work and how they partner with real estate agents. So Zillow's defense really comes down to a few core arguments. First, they say the customer is always in the driver's seat. They choose their agent, they choose their lender. Second, they claim their system isn't about pressure. It's just about rewarding the agents who perform the best for their clients. And finally, they argue these referral fees are just a normal cost of doing business that never ever affects the price a home buyer pays. But here's the thing, this lawsuit isn't happening in a vacuum. It's actually just the latest chapter in a growing legal storm that seems to be surrounding Zillow. Let's look at the timeline from the plaintiff's side. She joins the program back in 2022. But then, in 2025, everything changes when Zillow makes it mandatory to use its new software. She claims the pressure started almost immediately. Her team's score was penalized, and by December, her account was just terminated. Only 1 month later, she filed this lawsuit. And as you can see, Zillow is fighting battles on multiple fronts. Besides this agent-led lawsuit about antitrust violations, the company is also facing separate lawsuits led by consumers, and those cases claim that buyers themselves are being unfairly steered toward Zillow home loans, which they say violates a whole different federal law. So here's the common thread, right? It doesn't matter if the lawsuit is coming from an agent or a home buyer, the core accusation is the same. They all claim Zillow is using its massive platform to funnel everyone toward its own financial products, squeezing out competition and consumer choice in the process. You know, this case is about so much more than just one company or one industry. It really raises a fundamental question for our modern economy. When a single tech platform becomes the gateway to an entire profession, what does a fair marketplace even look like? And who has the power and the responsibility to make sure it stays that way?